Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the Prius C, 1 year later. I know it's been a while and I've had some questions pop up and tried to respond to them the best I can. But as you can see, my what used to be white Prius is now blue and white. It's got some spots on it, I just got done washing it. But around November, I took it down to a local customizing place and got them to paint it for me. I also changed out the rims. You have to be careful when you change out the rims because they stock ones weigh about 15.5 pounds each. These actually weigh just shy of 13 pounds. But I've read a bunch of posts that had to deal with if you went with regular aftermarket rims, it would actually kill your mileage, which would suck because that would defeat the point of getting a Prius if you got crappy mileage. Did the top, did the bottom. Just to be funny, if you notice, there it now says Sport on it. I got that on eBay for like $5. I've had some comments about it. I think it was kind of humorous, you know, a Prius and it says Sport. It was just one of those things that I found it comically necessary to put on there. I have to say I am incredibly pleased with this car. There's really not much else I can do to it. I have thought about putting a shark fin up top just to eliminate that antenna, but that's just for my own purposes. I've even looked at maybe putting a spoiler on top of this. If you go online and check out Intercross, they have a body kit for the Prius, which has a spoiler on it, which looks kind of neat. Some of the things I talked about doing originally was changing out all the LEDs on the stereo, making them blue. Didn't get around to doing that, mostly because I just didn't do it. It's one of those things. It's nice to talk a big game, but didn't end up doing it. I do have about 31,000 miles on the car now, which is pretty nice. It's quite a few, but you know, it works out pretty nice for me. 31,000, can't be happier with this car, honestly. Well, I could be. There are a couple things I'd like to do to it, though. I did end up changing out the interior bulbs to LEDs, which makes it a lot brighter at night. I actually have a Chevy truck right over there, and I was playing with its interior lights too, and I actually kind of like the way that it sits in there, so I'm thinking about maybe going to a junkyard and getting a set of interior lights like this. Well, the one that's out of the truck, because it's relatively easy to get out and relatively easy to put in, and maybe putting it in the back seat just so I have some illumination back there. I think that'd be kind of neat. Also, in the mirror, so that you can see what we're talking about here, I ended up putting the headrest for the center back in. Now, I do have two other headrests in the back, because the ones that originally came with it were the same size as the front seats, which is way too big. So I ended up getting these. I think they went to a Tacoma maybe, or something like that. They're half the size. Makes a huge difference. You can now see out the back. I think that you could also maybe go for a Yaris, has some shorter ones. I just didn't feel like wasting that much time. They cost me like $35 to get, and you know, they match perfectly. They match perfectly. It's just they're shorter, so I can actually see with them in. I haven't had any issues with it. No complaints. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was just gonna go ahead and give you an update. I mean, it works perfectly fine for my job. Holds all the parts I need, takes me to do whatever I need to do, gets phenomenal mileage. Perfect example, for a 2-week period I drove 2,000 miles just because I had to go out of town every day, and my work ended up paying me just shy of $700, and they're paying nowhere near that 55 cents a mile. It's actually closer to like 30. And for the gas for that 2,000 miles, I spent maybe $150. So I got $700 off of $150 worth of gas. Yeah, this is a beautiful car, just for that standpoint alone. Hell, my paint job was $1,500. And I'm quite pleased with it, actually. My neighbor works for the company that did it, and like everybody in my office always goes to them, and they hooked it up. That they were a little leery at first, honestly. The guy that did it, I told him what I wanted to do, but I didn't know exactly where I wanted the line, because this does have a couple body lines I could have gone with, and he told me to just tape it off and see where I wanted it. So of course I got bored and taped it, and I was like, all right, I got the line in there the way that I want. And then I was like, well, let's see what it would look like if I went a little bit higher. And next thing I knew, I had the whole thing taped off exactly how I wanted it painted. And I just was able to take some pictures of it, roll in there, and give them all the pictures. And they did exactly what I wanted. So I'm totally pleased with what I got here. And if you have any more questions, go ahead, give me a post. Question, ask whatever you want. Here we are a year later. I'm still getting about 49 miles to the gallon on average, which is great. I don't do a whole bunch of highway, because when I hit the highway I do about 70, 75. When I do that, the mileage drops down to pretty much a solid 45. But at around 55, 60 miles an hour, the car does pretty well, mid to upper 50s for the trip, as long as I'm actually going a distance. Actually, what I found out is my short distances, like under like 3 miles, kind of kill me, because I still take off like it's a regular car. I don't try and do that Prius pump. I just drive it without trying to do anything fancy with it. So there you go, a regular guy just driving it like a regular car, and I'm getting close. I'm getting right around 49 miles to the gallon on average, and that's over the course of 31,000, just over it actually. I think I'm at 31,250 or something. It's pretty nice. And yeah, so anyway, give me questions, comments, whatever. I'll try and get back with you as soon as I can. All right, bye.